dark of night, it brings refuge, and we ran and hide by light of the moon.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Achilla, aka Sochilla for those of you that are new. I figured I'd do like a lighthearted video for once. I actually had every intention of posting another video, which I will probably still post, but I figured I'd kind of lighten it up and do a positive video in light of my Independence Day. So we just recently celebrated our 9th independence, which was July 9th. So I'm going to answer 9 questions for our 9th anniversary, or yeah, that part. So this is the ethnicity tag. So I'll be looking at my phone to kind of just like get the questions and stuff. Okay, so the first question is, where are you from? I am from South Sudan. Like I mentioned, I guess specifically I'm from, like, I want to say Warab State. Yeah, I want to say Warab State. So the second question is, what tribe are you from? So for you non-Sudanese people, I guess I'll give you guys a breakdown of like how our tribes are broken down into. So there are some very large tribes, and then there's smaller tribes. I just happen to be part of the largest tribe, which is Dinka, and then within the Dinka tribe there are sub-tribes, and then within those sub-tribes there are like other subsections, and then within those subsections there are other, like, you get broken out into like what village you're from and all that stuff. So that's kind of how we identify ourselves and are able to like make the connections of like who's related to each other, who's not, blah blah blah. But anyways, long story short, I am Twitch, so I'm like Twitch Mayardi. That's kind of like our overall tribe, and that is within the Dinka like larger tribe. And then when you get into like where I'm from specifically, my mom is like considered Panbol, so that's kind of like her village, her nuclear family, and my dad is Pandior, so that's his nuclear family. But I just happen to connect most with my mom's side because my dad passed away when I was like 3, so I just kind of happen to know my mom's side more. So the next question is, what is your Sudanese name? So there's a lot of people that go based off of like a different name. Most times it's like your Christian name. So like I guess my Christian name is Marcelina, but I've never went by that. But other people do go by their like biblical name, and I actually go by Ashel, which is like my government name. So I just go by Ashel, and then Achilla is my Sudanese name, obviously, but I introduced you guys as Achil, so it worked out, right? So I guess you guys should feel special. The next question is, were you born in South Sudan? I actually was not. So I was born in 1994, and South Sudan was created in 2011. So I have technically never been to South Sudan, and I just more so identify as South Sudanese because of my family lineage, but then also because of my political like alliances or whatever the case is. We've been operating as a separate country for a long time. I think my father was actually part of like the South Sudanese Liberation Association as well, which kind of helped create a movement to like help free our people. Not tooting my own horn, but you know, I'm family with like special people. So the next question is, do you speak your language? So I actually do not speak my language, unfortunately. I think what happened for me at least is that, like, for one, I'm not in an area where there's like a large concentration of South Sudanese people. And then also I came here when I was really young. So when we came here and we were trying to, you know, assimilate and learn English for the sake of schooling, and then also in my mom's case for the sake of like work, we were talking to each other in English because that was just kind of like a means of survival at the time. But I think I got the grunt of, you know, like not being able to retain things because I was the youngest, whereas like in my brother's situation, who came here at 9, he happened to like retain the language more, even though he wasn't using it as much. But I do want to, at the very least, like relearn Arabic and Dinka. I understand it, but it's just difficult for me to kind of like retrieve it enough for me to like, you know, just respond like in a swift manner. The next question is, what is your favorite South Sudanese gospel song? So I think my favorite South Sudanese gospel song is, or at least the one that I remember, is this one that goes like, Sikatani mafi ila Yesu, Sikatani wenu ila Yesu, Sikatani mafi ila Yesu. And yeah, like that song, I just remember like being in Egypt, and Christmas was a really big thing. Like, you know, everybody in the community would get together. And even though we were in Egypt, there were a lot of South Sudanese people who would seek refuge there as well. So I don't know, I think we just kind of like created a community there, and we were really into like singing gospel songs. But yeah, that's the one that I remember. And in direct translation, it means basically like there's no other way but God or Jesus and stuff. The next question is, what is your favorite Sudanese food? So my favorite Sudanese food would probably be, I'd say sambusa, but I'm not really sure if like it's based in Sudan or whatever. But I know that like I just happen to like Sudanese sambusa more. And then I think that my second favorite would probably be khudra, which is like, I think it's like blended collard greens. Like it's like really, it's really slimy and stewy. I don't know how to explain it. And then we eat it with this thing that's like, I don't know if you guys eat Ethiopian food. It's very similar, like our food in general is like very similar to that. But we have, instead of anjera, we eat anjera now because we're lazy. But there's this other thing called the kisra, which is like a really thin paper-like, I guess bread-ish, whatever, that we use to like eat the khudra with. The next question is, oh, actually, yeah, so this is like the last question is, what are people from your country known for? So people in my country are known for a lot of things, I guess. So obviously we're known for like our dark skin. We just happen to have like the darkest skin in the world, I guess. We are also known for being very tall, and slim. There's also like a misconception that we're all skinny people, which I wanted to debunk, but yeah, it just really depends on what family you're from, and we're not all tall either, but I think it's just based on like who happens to kind of like gain a lot of recognition and stuff like that. So my uncle, for example, his name is Manu Bull. He's actually he passed away unfortunately, but when he was alive, he was considered to be like one of the tallest people in the world. And he also was in the NBA, so he was, at the time, and I think till this day, is like one of the tallest in the NBA as well. So yeah, and I guess seeing him obviously, and then also a lot of other South Sudanese models, for example, you assume that like we're all tall and skinny. So yeah, just wanted to clarify that. I think another thing that is really unique about our culture is that we have such a knack for like networking with each other. Like I don't know how many times I've like asked my mom like who somebody is, and I've assumed that she doesn't know them, and all of a sudden she's just like, what's their last name? And then all of a sudden she like has an archive of literally every Sudanese person she's ever met in her head, and is just able to kind of like say where they're from, name at least like 4 generations of their family as well. So I think that's like really cool, and something I always like have strived to like maintain at the very least, so that I can pass on to my family. So anyways, hopefully you guys like enjoyed this video. I definitely enjoyed it, just kind of like going down memory lane and appreciating my culture. Happy South Sudanese Independence Day to all my South Sudanese people out there. Hope you had a wonderful weekend, and to everyone else, thank you so much for watching this video. Comment below any other questions you guys have for me, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't, and yeah, peace out.
So I want to say thank you to my mom. Pitama Smo. How low, wherever you say I will go.